Another day, another episode. Welcome to Entreverse, powered by BVC EDCell. Today we have Vivek and Rudraksha for our podcast. Me and Kanishk as the hosts for the episode.
So Vivek, first we would like to know more about your venture and how did the backstory of how Brecker came into existence.
Okay, so I'll tell you. I've graduated from NRVJ in Information Technology Department, and previously I've done my diploma in mechanical engineering as well in the same college. So after my graduation, I got placed in as a site reliability engineer in infrastructure and cloud operations at ft.Vivek, which is a US-based e-commerce company. So since then, I've invested in other few things where I could generate income, because obviously one kind of income won't be sufficient these days, right? It's not like my pay was not good; it was very good, but still I wanted something more. So I was a hustler, so I've been invested in few other things, but nothing made sense because at a point everything was failing. So within all of this time, with all the experience, with all the failures, what I realized is that everyone will be having ideas, like amazing ideas, but the only thing that stops is like the right people to talk. Even though if you have 100 friends, if they are not relevant to the idea, it doesn't make sense even you talk to them several hours. So that's the point when I realized I have to create a platform where I can, my ideas will be able to discuss with the people who are openly willing to discuss with them, in every domain, because my experience and failures were not particularly from one domain. I have industrial experience in mechanical engineering, so I have seen their difficulties because they are core engineering services. I have seen their difficulty. They don't have a platform yet, which where mechanical engineers can collaborate or create something, come up with some innovative thing. So but when I came to IT and graduated in IT and doing a software engineer, I found like more than 10 plus tools that will interact. There's a platform for them, right? But still, there was not one-to-one connection which will be solving, where I can openly discuss. So Breaker is something, a common ground where every individual can come, like from any domain, from any industry. Doesn't matter if and be clothing, fashion, mechanical, electrical. Doesn't matter. Just switch on the filters. You'll just confirm what are the industry you're in. You'll find the people. Like the people on Breaker are willing to discuss about whatever it could be. It's not just another platform, but we are exclusively to maintain that liberal ground for everyone to interact, to move, to act on their ideas, and as well as the side opportunities are always there from startups as well.
Yes.
So that is it.
So I would ask Rudraksha, how did you and Vivek, how did you guys start when you had this idea? How did you meet and make up through Breaker?
Yeah, so just like any founder story, I also had a pain that, I also had a problem that wasn't being solved. So I was a data scientist at one of a good company, and apparently I was the only one in the team who knows AI/ML. And these days, AI/ML is in so much of trend that people don't know what it is. They just want it on their platform.
Oh,
So that's why Titan wanted to announce they are into AI/ML, and they took an AI scientist. That's what happened to me, and I was left in like a crossroad where I couldn't find a solution. I couldn't ask for help. My manager doesn't know what's AI. There I was very frustrated. I went on to LinkedIn and searched for data scientists, searched for clickstream analysis. Couldn't get answers. People weren't responding back to me, obviously. Then I happened to collide paths with Vivek, and then I came to know about Brecker, and I actually felt that I wish this was up and running so that I can pay 5,000 rupees also. I don't mind. Just take me out of this misery. That was my whole thing. And I actually felt that if I am facing a problem, everyone is facing a problem, and that's a market opportunity. You can grab it. So that is what kind of grabbed my interest, and I got into the company, and the vision improved from there on.
Yes.
So you basically understood what you could do over there, and from there over you took. But how difficult was it for you to change your career paths from being a
Having a
UPSC
very-
aspirant and
and
then
having a
shifting
secure
totally?
job as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Being one among everyone in
Huh.
AI and ML.
ML, because that is a very secure job.
That's a big
secure-
shift.
True.
How did that happen?
Well, I personally am not a person who would like to sit at a place and work. I can't work in corporate jobs. these days, honestly, there are many students out there who are not into it and they are being pushed into it just because of this social stigma and everything. But honestly, I'm one of the example. You can do well from anywhere. I'm way happier than before, and right now in LinkedIn, previously I used to get job suggestions like data scientist, not more than that. Within 8 months, right now I'm getting suggestions and offers as CXO positions for few companies on LinkedIn.
That's very
So
amazing.
I'm telling, do what you like, even if it's not sticking to the norms, just go for it and you'll get the answers. I got mine.
When you have an idea, don't be
Exactly.
bound by the rules.
Exactly.
Rather than
Exactly.
just go out of
The
your
limit is your
boundaries.
brain.
Yeah, and now you have
absolutely.
Breaker to make it easy for you as well.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
I
So-
felt the pain, so you should be using our platform to reduce your stress.
We'll surely use it because we have.
Actually, we want to interact to people. Though LinkedIn, where you just connect, connection is as a number.
Got it.
Rather than-
Difference,
Exactly.
Absolutely. Rather than you go and talk to them and understand their perspective on what an idea is or what their views are towards it.
Right.
So Brecker helps you to go and interact anywhere, but in an informal way.
Yes.
Informal way, at the same time, it's like a business village, as I'm telling.
Yeah.
So it's
Everything
not
has
only for
limits.
interaction, but
Informal also, but there
Exactly.
will be
Yeah.
limits, right?
Yeah.
Got it. True.
At least not like we won't push you as other competitors where you should be giving a professional reply there.
Yes.
You are free to liberally talk whatever
The user interface makes you feel
Yeah,
comfortable.
exactly.
Got it.
Definitely. Apart from that, again, at any stage of your life, in your business, if you need anything, you can find it on Breaker. Easily.
Nice.
So
Yeah,
like, and my
please
question
do.
was, now that you have Breaker is into existence and it is coming up, but there are already certain multinational organizations who are existing and doing this work on the same lines.
Yeah.
So when you would have come up with an idea, there would be many people who would have come up with like, "Kya kar rahe ho? Why is this?"
Yeah,
and all.
true.
So how did you overcome those hurdles to continue with it? Nahi, करना है,
Like
आगे बढ़ना है.
basically, how did you say no to the naysayers?
Exactly.
Saying that
Yeah.
just okay, leave it. I'm gonna do it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So firstly, I'll put it in this way. Like they are not paying my EMI.
Absolutely, they aren't.
Exactly.
So
That's the point.
I wanted to get some exposure. Doesn't matter because I'm not gonna be a millionaire by doing job, right?
Yeah.
I want to do some experimenting. That's why I've been investing in a few other ventures. But I failed. It's okay. But every time I failed, I learned new lesson. About the people, about the how exactly I have to deal with these kind of things. There are a lot of things I did actually gain from the previous investment. So this is something where I was, after all of my investments, I was so broke. Even my, my EMIs were crossed over my monthly salary. But still I was going, that's the point where I realized, like I should do something massive that will solve at a massive scale. So as I was dwelling in my own shit, so then I realized that for all of these reasons, networking, right people,
Yes.
right, insights was the main reason, sole reason. How much ever you do in how many industries you do. So I didn't care about what others thought because they were not successful as well. So I don't give a shit. So I do my thing. If I'll be successful, I'll come to you. Then let's talk. So let's see till then. So that's my motivation. It's just you. I'm telling you, there's nothing that will stop you. It's just us.
It's
You
just
can
that-
cross your ego.
After you do everything, you say that okay, I'll that coffee's on me. I'll buy you that.
Yeah.
So since both of you are from engineering background and we have seen a lot of trend in engineering ki nahi, once we finish our graduation we'll go for a secure job.
Hmm.
Mainly
Safe
the
EMIs.
IT wala thing
Yes.
where everyone has it. हाँ मैं कर लूँगा ये placement हो जाए बस. So how did you take it over it or at your your family or at your house?
Because family is something which like secure
where we look
job.
after
Yeah.
when we are earning. So how is that? Did you take a decision
or
on
how
that?
was the
Just show
support
them
from
the
your
map.
family?
Just show them the map. That's what I can say. We have, as guys, I'm telling you, in my perspective, like we have till 31, 32. So if you start working from even 23 or 24, you have 6 years.
Yes.
Right. In that meantime, you can, I don't know, whatever you can ascertain, or preserving whatever, but make sure that you get some exposure. And meanwhile, use, if you find something as simple as, Zepto, for example,
Yeah.
Zepto, it's not like there wasn't Swiggy or Zomato or any big basket. They just made sure that they are delivering the thing properly in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That's the
You
one
are
thing
right.
they made a unicorn. So the idea shouldn't be big or massive. It should be easy, flexible
Yes.
with the conventional one. That's the importance of it. What was the question?
Absolutely hitting the pain point of the customers,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
where it actually gets going,
Yes,
rather
exactly.
than, you know, seeing that as a bigger idea or a bigger plan.
Yes.
So Rudraksha, how was it for you? Because you also shifted from a very secure job to an completely somewhere there's nothing, and family
Yeah.
usually is like, why a secure job?
What were the
I-
talks going
Yeah.
on when you were shifting, when you told that, okay, I'm changing now,
Yeah.
so this is what I want to tell you.
Yes.
Let me go through it.
I'll tell you one thing. My family had always been in business. Like my mom, dad, both are entrepreneurs.
Okay.
My father, he was in a really big position in a good company and everything. But again, despite all that, also, you would assume if I'd go and tell them that, you know, I'm going to be an entrepreneur, they'd be, yeah, go for it. But no, they were like, why do you want to lose the job and everything?
exactly.
I'm telling you, for the first 4 or 5 months, my parents used to tell me it's all time pass. She doesn't want to work. That is why this is another excuse for her to go out and do time pass. So
Where it typically happens
yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Saying
Yeah,
that, you know,
just
you
like
want to
Vivek
enjoy.
told, show them the numbers. We showed them the numbers that, you know, potential. Our, like, you know, this can be the future. That kind of caught their attention again as entrepreneurs, and then they got serious about it.
So the thing is, recently we had attended an MBA Connect program. So what we observed there was, because all of us had gone there, so seeing what we observed there is everyone has been starting to put placements as their standing point, and none of them are, you know, actually telling that okay, you can go for entrepreneurship, you can do it, we'll provide you the services, and like we, and our college itself, we have the ED cell which is supporting us and all as
That's
well.
a good question.
And so, you know, it's like it's conveying a very negative image about entrepreneurship and all, as well. That's, I will not name the colleges because I'll be sued after that.
yeah.
More than that, I mean, basically it was like, you know, when they start talking about the curriculum more, what you learn, it is MBA finance or you're going to do data analytics.
Exactly.
Apart from that, something where people come up and tell you that, you know, leave all this. Do you have an idea, or are you interested in entrepreneurship? You can try it out, you can try out things, you'll meet new people. I mean, Brecker is where we can try to, you know, look onto
Yes.
things.
Yes.
Rather than when we went there, the perspective was totally different.
They started with placements. We're like 100% placements. 6.7
You're guaranteed?
lakhs I'll be.
Can
just have to
I
clear.
like shine a bit of light on this?
Sure.
Sure.
You know, Salar movie is releasing today.
Yes.
What curriculum was it in your college?
Nothing. We just
Right?
wanted to explore.
So you have, to be honest, you have access to open world. You are the guys who are limiting yourself and kind of blaming the college for that. So what I'd
Maybe, yeah.
suggest is, for a time change, why don't you take care of the college the way college is taking care of you?
Okay.
By taking up such activities. If you have a subject in for a year, you are open to explore and see what companies are working in the same subjects and everything, and go ahead. The lecturers aren't
You'll
stopping
realize
you.
like how behind your curriculum will be from this current market.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
you'll see that.
So that's what we are trying to do at Breaker when it's coming to students. We are trying to make them industry ready and make them realize that, you know,
Yes.
so that there'll be less anxiety about placements and
It
everything.
doesn't have to be,
Yeah.
you know, you don't have to be place all the time. You can easily do the
Getting
side
placed wouldn't be
gigs,
an issue.
yeah.
That's the least you'd bother about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is all in the belief that,
Yes.
you know, you have to just go through it and say that, okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to do it.
So if we are expecting change from universities, then we should be the one who should change, because we are its audience.
Since
We are its
1950s,
customers.
it's the same way.
So if you guys will change as entrepreneurs and start making entrepreneurial achievements, everything, college will market saying that we have so many startups instead of so many places.
So, like, since you have also passed through the college life and everything, so my question to you is, how was entrepreneur when you were in college? You know, like, we have a different segment as to.
Mhm.
I mean, in our age group, when we see we have the T-Hub, T-Works,
Yeah,
yes.
other
At
established.
our
How was
time,
it
there
back
that
then?
thing.
How was it back then when you started, when you were, you know, budding?
There were, I'll tell you the count. There were literally 1,400 some startups around total India. Now it is, the count is more than 1 lakh, which are
Ah.
legally registered.
Yes.
Without even legally registered, there are other small
Ideas in the
entities.
making. Yeah.
So it's the, you can say it's the people mindset that evolved overall, and the, you know, surroundings as well as creating the you know, awareness as well. But it was, you are lucky, maybe we can say.
I can say one thing. So I graduated in 2018. I feel very old, but
Like, really.
yeah. But I was one of the core members in forming EDC cell in my college back then. But it was something. It was like entrepreneurship was a new name, new thing, new cool. That's why we started it. But again, we didn't know what to do with it. So we tried to get students at a place and tried to explain them 5 types of business models, 6 types of business models, waterfall model. No use. So our minds were so narrow back then because we were not given access to anything. If you go to LinkedIn also, you'll find there are plenty of pages. So if you can come to Breaker right now, you can see what all startups are there in each field.
Okay.
That itself is enough for you to generate an idea.
And one last thing, if I would, I would like to ask is that, at the end, how would you sum it up, how Brecker came into it, and what is the future plan that you're looking of, the company?
And also, like, what would be your message to budding entrepreneurs or people who are still lurking behind, no support
Who
from
actually
another
want
end?
networking,
Yes.
they might
Yeah.
have the idea, they need to meet the people, because together we can go far. If you want to go fast, you can go single.
Yes.
Yeah.
But together only you can go far.
Yeah.
So how will that help the
Like, what would be
budding
your
entrepreneurs?
thoughts on that?
How can Brecker help, if you could
There are a
just...
lot of questions. Basically,
Okay.
let me articulate it here. So the message we can give for the students is you have a lot of energy. I would say at least use that energy for one good thing that will positively change your life. Only one thing. What could be anything. I mean, it could be your gym, because right from then you'll at least learn to focus on one thing at least 1 hour, at least one day. You have a lot of time. It's not, you don't have to be a billionaire by next day. The thing is, just start doing it. Take positive everything, the feedbacks. Be empathetic. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
Just be giving. It's all give and take again.
Yeah.
So that's what I can say.
But
from-
especially
yeah.
students, when it's coming to students, I can understand the mentality of a student. You guys have so much happening in your life.
That's why I asked
But
you only 1 hour.
yeah, that is why just as Vivek said, start with something, be it working out as well. You learn the sweetness, happiness from the rewards you get.
You at least need
Yeah.
to taste that success
Yeah.
of what you have done, or at
Yeah.
least one small thing. You never know how effectively it will change. Because I'm a last bencher, to be honest. Half of the class, I'm telling you, I have at least 60% all the time, like the aggregate percentage as well.
Yeah.
And always out of the class because you'll be laughing.
Yeah, we used to
I
pay a
understand.
donation every semester.
Yeah.
After almost before the exams, you're calling from the HOD and this.
Then we run to the clubs.
Yeah.
Attendance
Attendance is, please, 5
Yeah.
days, 3 days, and we sum it
Exactly.
up. Try to pull something out of it. So,
But I can tell one thing to the students: you guys know way more than we do, to
Yes.
be honest, because you're present there. So when it's come to motivation, you can find your own. But when you want network, when you want help, when you want that exact support out of which you get a result and an answer, we are over here because we face the problems and we don't want you to face it.
So we came from
Yeah.
student background as well, right? So
Yes.
I've seen all the disadvantages, all the difficulties of because I have no background as well. I'm just another middle class guy, so I know what are the difficulties, challenges that someone could possibly grow. Like when he has an idea and can't, act on it. It's very irritating. We are capable. I know I'm capable. I can do it, but whatever the resources, because it's not a dreamland
Fair
to
world.
get.
Yeah, you just
whatever
can't
you
go with
want.
everything on your platter.
Yeah, just be headstrong. Sometimes you have to be strong. That's it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Doesn't matter. It's all.
And you have breaker for you right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
surely. That would help many
What-
people.
what-
I think we'll be the
Also
first
as-
person to
We
use
do
it
have a
now.
success story as well.
Yeah.
One of the students from IBS, he worked on our ad videos. We gave him a gig, he worked, and then we really liked his work. So we referred him in our network, and he happened to get some really good clients. One is
Okay.
Book My Chef, if you know.
Oh,
Okay.
So
yes,
all
yes.
these good companies, and he had been doing real good job, and he's been earning 80 to 90K per month on
Ah.
gigs.
I
Guess
think
what?
the cameraman will be
Yeah.
ready waiting for
Yeah.
video.
So a company came for placement. He was placed as a digital marketing team lead, and he didn't had to go through one technical round also.
Oh.
They just asked him his
You know,
show his invoices.
there is a
Oh.
shift.
Of business.
There is a shift
Yeah.
in the hiring methods as
Yeah.
well. I'm
Yes.
telling you, it's not stagnant.
Yeah.
Because companies are all the young CEOs like us. They are seeing like if you have actually worked on experience. Because I don't want to train you from zero again. At least if you have, I can give you the content.
No
so
one
it,
has
it,
patience.
it applies for every industry right now.
You want innovation in your thoughts?
Yes.
Simultaneously, it was not
You
the
have
resume
to be
thing.
accountability
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
At least
Yes.
True.
Be industry ready, be adult.
That's
it.
it.
Absolutely.
Just be adult if you want to take adult responsibilities. Like as in job is another
Yeah.
thing. So,
And as Vivek told that to taste it, you have to do it.
You
So
have to
throw
try it.
yourself totally
Yes.
into
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
Completely
Until
silent.
then, you won't
Yeah.
experience. You won't
Yes.
understand what it might
exactly.
be.
You
Anything.
have to experience.
Like, why
Otherwise
is
you
the
won't get it.
hesitation? No one is going to kill you. Like,
Yes.
Absolutely, no one is gonna hang you in the middle
Yeah.
of the road.
Like
if
I
you do
have
this,
a lot
it's
of
wrong.
stage fear. I never went on stage.
Oh.
Only for breaker, I've been, I've gave like a lot of.
Is working.
Yeah, seminars. I literally got shivered. Like my first interview, like my first session in IBS. Like it was unexpected. I didn't know that they would call me. Like I literally shivered, but it's my company. Fuck it. I just
Yeah,
did it from
absolutely.
that. Now I'm like anxiety free. Nothing. Even my flow of speech is controlled. I used to like just. My speech was like speed up, like
People
because I
used
was
to know.
anxious.
I was you back then because in 10th and 12th I used to think, oh, what are debates or what are elocutions? Oh my god, all these guys will keep
Yeah,
doing it.
exactly.
But when I came into the college, then I understood that it's not all about you doing the same
Yes,
thing and you
yes.
get a job or
Yeah.
something. It's about your experience
Yes.
Yeah.
and attending
How you present
MUNs or
as well.
something like that.
Exactly.
It gives you an experience.
Exactly.
Never mind if you win or lose.
Yes.
It's totally about that. You put
Yeah.
yourself in that place, you go through it, you gain out of it.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
the best feeling is when you come out of your comfort zone and you just rock that part of life.
Yes,
Exactly.
That's the best feeling.
At the end, everything's gonna be alright.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's it. You're not
everything's gonna
dying,
be
right?
alright.
You're
So
not
I
dying.
really liked what you said about experience, that because that is what we both follow, the agenda. Experience, like even if you're crying, it's an experience. It's life. You're
You're crying for a
experiencing
reason.
it.
You
Yeah,
understood.
it's an experience.
You
So
went through it.
you guys are in college and you're having so many opportunities of being big entrepreneurs or the
We
next
don't want
Elon
you to-
Musk.
Yeah, we don't want you to read and write and all of that.
If you find it boring, just think of it as like it's an experience. Let's experience and see. Life is all about experiences, right?
Exactly.
You must have seen Ye Jawani Hai Diwani,
Ah,
yes,
everything.
that's
Why
it.
aren't you applying it?
That's a movie on
Yeah.
playback. We can see. But yeah, that was one movie which
Everyone,
literally
it hit everyone
Hit,
actually.
yeah.
and it gave the actual meaning of what experience is.
Exactly. So if you want to do that, the corporate isn't gonna help you. For
Yeah,
sure.
they will just remove your right off if they have to cost cutting and save some.
Yes.
Absolutely,
Exactly.
that's-
At least
Start your
startups
own.
have some sympathy. They don't.
Yeah, at least fine. They are working hard.
True.
MNCs, no way.
But one success story I can talk about associating with startups is my friend Bharat. Right now, he is a chief operating officer of Buddy. So
Okay.
Buddy is a really big company. It provides two-wheeler EV scooters on
You
rent.
might have seen
Yes.
some orange.
Yeah,
bug.
orange
yeah,
scooters
yeah,
for
yeah,
all
yes.
the Swiggy, Zomato. So per month they are giving out about 2,500 to 3,000 scooters out.
Oh,
So you see the revenue and everything. Bharat, he is from very normal college. He had backlogs. He came out after few years.
Absolutely, that is important to
Exactly,
tell people that
exactly.
having a backlog or something, if you're
Yeah.
lacking in
Yes.
your technical or the intellectual
Yeah.
Yeah.
aspect, it doesn't mind.
Yes.
Yeah, he just joined as an intern in one of the startup called Bounce, and
Bounce,
later,
you
yeah,
know Bounce,
yeah,
right?
we
yeah,
have heard,
and then
yes.
he shifted to Buddy, and he just worked there for a few years, three years maybe, because 5 years, 2 years gone, so 3 years he worked there, and he rose to a position of being CEO, and he's loving his job, and the founders are offering him a stake in the company now.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
So that
And now
he can
he's
take
going
up
to be a
operations.
founder as well, like
Yeah.
one of the founders.
So imagine the opportunities you guys will get within 5 years if you are in Accenture versus in a startup which is
To
doing
be
that.
honest, if you can
Ah.
provide much value to startups, they'll obviously want you in their team because they don't want you to lose the potential collaborative.
Yeah.
What is
So
result that you
one
get.
active tip that we want the students to know is go out there and get to know what companies are out there.
Yes.
Go to Breaker, go and see the list of companies. Something might catch your eye for a reason. You might be the next CXO of that company. You never know, but you have to
Yes, you
start
never
somewhere,
know.
and you have a very easy
Why
to use
we
platform.
are only forcing you to choose startups ecosystem is also that you'll, as I told you, like you will be seeing the implementation, the considerations, the reviews, like why exactly they chose this way, this strategy, like this go GTMs. Now we also
Yes.
need a lot of mentorship as well. But while we are actually working with other startups and seeing their strategies, it's quite helpful for us as well.
Yeah.
So we've been seeing this response from the students as well. So there is something you should actually consider doing it.
Yeah, and rest assured, India's startup ecosystem is like second biggest in the world.
Yeah, it is
And
growing big.
yeah.
It is
Very
growing big.
We are gonna do great.
So one suggestion is that just start anything in India.
Yes.
Just start
India.
anything.
It's the best place that you can
Yeah,
ever
yeah,
have.
exactly.
So with that, I think we come to the end of our session. It was really great having you with
I
us.
mean,
Yeah.
the time was running even faster than a Lamborghini. It was running very quick. So
Yeah.
yeah, hopefully we have that informal
Yes,
talk
yes,
later
yes.
when
Yeah.
we meet you
Yeah.
Yes.
about Brecker more
Sure.
informally.
Definitely.
Sure.
We would also like
Nice.
to see you guys in our AD cell as well.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
we
many
will
of
definitely
the-
help you with the skills uplifting.
We'd
and,
love to collaborate on that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Yes, definitely. The
We will
coordinator is
be.
waiting for you, I think.
Everyone.
Thanks
is
for
waiting.
having us here, Bhavans.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.